All right. Guys, 1 second. Oh, it's been such a day. It's been such a day. Mic check 1, mic check 2. If you are watching this live stream back on replay, take advantage of the chapters and skip ahead to the start of the show. I'm still setting up and giving people some time to tune in. Oh, guys, let me just tell you what's going on. Listen, had a few comments come in. Let me tell you what happened. Guys, we had a power outage earlier. It reset everything in my studio. Everything. I had no idea that everything was reset and missing and not operating my lights, my cameras, nothing was registering. I was on time in my spirit and in my body, but the equipment was not ready to go. Okay, so we running a little bit behind today. My apologies. Man, tonight, Bella, I'm here. I am here. I got your comments, and it was that I wasn't live at all, but I'm here now. But I still got to set this stuff back up because I had to reset everything. I almost had a panic attack. I said, no, we doing too good. We got we got new subscribers. We got people tuning in. We got regulars, people that depend on me being here. I need to be here. And man, I almost lost it. I almost had a fit. I'm like, how am I going to do this live stream and my equipment ain't working at all? I mean, the camera wasn't registering in program or nothing, guys. So just bear with me. Let me get set up. Let me pull up a couple of these comments. I hope they didn't give up. Put you on. We'll go here. So tonight, Bella left a couple comments. I'm going to have to pull up my Ninja chat. Somebody tuning in. So whoever you are, thank you for being here. That's what's going on. And I need to get this stuff set up so we can get the show started. I cannot be defeated, guys. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I came too far, too close to quit, too legit and too close to quit. I don't even hear it. There go the tester. So delete that message. Ooh, let me take a breath. Oh man, y'all just don't know. I was laying my head on the desk. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to tell everybody we canceling this show tonight? What about the new people that's tuning in and they like, where he at? I mean, I was thinking about everything, guys. I'm here. Been here. I'm telling you, if it ain't one thing, it's another. It's always something. Some stuff you can prepare for and some stuff you can't. Let's go here. I need the script to pull up. We already have that loaded. So go to prompter. All right, put this over here. But I got an awesome show for you guys tonight. And man, it's a bloodbath in the market right now. Ooh, wee. Man. Yeah. But we're gonna cover it. One of our populars has came up again. Let me message him back. Tonight, Bella at. Let me see if it lets me do it. 2 people are tuned in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Had technical difficulties. I don't know if you saw that earlier in the video, but we had a blackout and it reset everything. Nothing was working right. The cameras, the lights, and I didn't know everything was thrown off until I was ready to start the show and nothing was working. So that's where I am right now. I'm setting up everything so we can get the show going. All right. I'm gonna have to send them a message after the show because I don't even know if I can reply to them right here. Yes, I can. That's good. Here we go. I'm here. Here had a power outage. There you go. Well, that was easy. So I learned how to do that. Now let me load up the... All right, we got our highlighter. Okay, guys, I got to sign into... I got to get the platform up, and then we can get started. Let me cut this other camera off because I don't want this to overheat. And then we don't have a backup. I need like 5 minutes, guys. I need about 5 minutes, and we can get started. Let me double check this script, make sure there's nothing missing. Go here, here. Yeah, we're good. Ticker hook. Welcome. Got it. All right, check these other websites. That's Sandisk. Right. We're not doing Sandisk tonight. We're doing Verizon. So we're going to fix that. So let me put this in. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being patient and for showing up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, while that's doing that, we can go ahead and get the earnings screen set up because we're covering Verizon tonight. Guys, we're almost at 100,000 views on the channel. I think I got like 2 new subscribers today. So the subscriber count is going up. The views are going up. You guys have been helping out tremendously. You just don't know how much you guys just tuning in and watching these pays off for the channel. The algorithm is finally respecting my hustle, respecting my grind, respecting the work that I'm putting in. Because now they like, oh, people are watching, people liking, people subscribing, people sharing, people doing this and they doing that. So now the algorithm is pushing. So I just got to make sure I show up and I'm consistent. And boy, oh boy, was that a heartbreaker for me today to think that it wasn't that I didn't show up, but everything I need wasn't working as far as my equipment. That almost sent me into an emotional tailspin, but I held it together and kept messing around until I figured out what was going on. So we got it. Whew. All right, here's the charts. We got the charts pulled up. Now we pull up Verizon and let me share this on Facebook and we can go ahead and get started, guys. What was that? I don't know. Go here. Check here. Studio. Content. No. Go here. Studio. Channel. Okay, we live. Got it. All right, guys, I was just checking something. I was trying to make sure I ain't enter my information on the main live stream. So let me go to Facebook, share the stream, and we can get started. We can get started. Woo! Oh my gosh. All right. Accept. Go here, original greatness. Man, I appreciate you guys. You just don't know. This is not easy. And people showing up and supporting makes a world of difference. It means a lot. So here we go. Share live now. All right. Cool. All right. I did what I needed to do on Facebook. We got the platform open. We got Verizon pulled up. We got the website. Okay, we can go ahead and get started, guys. Thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Welcome to Market Recap Live. I'm your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God. Woo! Thank God, guys. It is Friday. And tonight we are taking a look at ticker VZ. You might know them better as Verizon. Verizon Communications Incorporated was founded in 1983 by Bell Atlantic, with the first office opening in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now they're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange and have a market value over $175 billion. Yes, that's billion dollars. Verizon is in the telecom services industry and the communication services sector, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of Verizon's competitors are AT&T, ticker T-Mobile US, ticker TMUS, and Comcast, ticker CMCSA. We're going to review Verizon's earnings, their website, and pull up the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put an FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook, and an X for X. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Whew. All right, y'all can see my nerves still bad. All right, so let me pull up the comment, because Tonight Bella happened to still be here. Thank gosh. All right, let me pull up this chat. Woo, pull that down. Here we go. He said, great. Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much for being patient and being here every night and being supportive. It means a lot to me. I'm going to make sure I hold up my end of the bargain to be here. So if I'm not here, trust me, something's wrong. And that's exactly what was going on. All right, so let's get to the earnings highlights. That didn't work. What was that about? Well, we got another way to go about it. Let's get it. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Verizon, we got that. Here they go with this cookie stuff at the bottom. Close that out. Yeah, guys, we're good. Let's get the earnings. Let's get them. Verizon Communications Incorporated, ticker symbol VZ, the $193.7 billion company, reported its second quarter 2026 earnings on Friday, July 24th. Ooh, gotta start over. Oh, I gotta calm my nerves down. Oh my gosh. Woo, y'all don't understand. That bothered me so bad. I gotta get it off my mind. Let's shake it. Let's start from the top. Verizon Communications Incorporated, ticker symbol VZ, the $193.7 billion company, reported its second quarter 2026 earnings on Friday, July 24th. They have a 52-week high of $51.68, which took place on March 24th, and a 52-week low of $38.39 that occurred on October 23rd, which is a trading range of $13.29. And they closed today at $46.38. Verizon earnings report missed on the top line, reporting revenue of $34.3 billion, which was lower than the market expectations of $35.5 billion. But they beat on the bottom line as strength in wireless service revenue and record broadband additions expanded operating margins. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of $1.28 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $1.30. I'm going to go back because I think I said something wrong, but I'm going to make sure we do this again. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of $1.28 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $1.30. Verizon reported a GAAP net income of $3.9 billion, which is lower than the $5.1 billion net income they reported this same quarter last year. This represents a decrease of 23.5%. So for the second fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 30.8% higher than it is compared to now a year later. The earnings were released before the market opened, followed by an 8:30 a.m. Eastern time conference call. As far as guidance, management raised full year 2026 adjusted EPS targets to a range of $4.99 to $5.04. That 52-week low compared to today's closing of $46.38 represents an increase of 28.01% over a span of approximately 9 months. So if someone invested $1,000 in October at that 52-week low of $38.39, they would be seeing a gain of $280.10. Woo, we did that. All right, let's move on, guys. Oh my gosh. I bet you my heart rate is through the roof. All right. Researching a company. Let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? Where we look, we search for those answers in 4 main areas: the homepage for the goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, values, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, and investor relations for stock quotes, charts, and financial reports. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. All right, now I need to make sure that I have this audio set up, guys, because I did not hear this message come through. So let me double check to make sure this is good. Test message. I'm barely hearing it, but I can hear it now. It's coming through the speaker. It's just low. There we go. All right, that way if you guys send a message, I should hear it. So we got that. Now let's go ahead and go to the website of Verizon. Whew, deep breath. Here. Got it. Okay, looking over the home page, guys, I don't see anything at the top. And as you know, when we're looking at these consumer discretionary websites, usually everything we need is going to be at the bottom anyway, because everything at the top is sales. They're trying to sell you something. So let's go over this home page. Introducing Simplicity Plan. Learn more. $30 a month per line. Your phone, your way. Keep, buy, upgrade. All right, see everything. Sale. Starting at $35 a month. Add Verizon Home Internet. Loyalty you'll love. Monthly cash, daily deals, weekly wins, and freebies. Fees extinct. Join now to make activation and upgrade. Fees extinct. Would have been better to read that at the top, wouldn't it? Looking for something else: watches, tablets, accessories, banking and cards, entertainment services, and home services. All right, guys, we're at the bottom of the page, and thank gosh, here we go. Ooh, the show is rolling. So right here, we're going to go to About Us, we're going to go to Careers, and we're going to go to, I don't see Investor Relations. Let me slow it down. About Us, Careers. You know what? Investor Relations might be under About Us, but I definitely do not see it. I don't see it. Important customer information. Yep. All right, so let's just get going with what we can see. So let's go ahead and go to About Us. Put me back on the screen. Here we go. About Us. There it is. There it is, guys. Investors. See? You learn as you go to these websites, you'll start to see where they hiding this stuff at. Every website isn't the same. It's a little different. It might be a little different. So we're on the About Us. Get email updates. No, that's not important to us. Life is better with Verizon. Scroll down. We power and empower how people live, work, and play. Who we are. We power and that's what we just said. How people live, work, and play. Watch full screen. Driven by purpose and guided by values. Our values: trust, care, excellence, what matters to us, customers, share owners, employees, and society. Awards. So these are some things they've been recognized for. Here's some history. Remember, links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience as well. And if you're tuning in, please hit that like button. It helps the channel out tremendously. And please consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Explore more resources. Got it. So let's go back to where we were and finish scrolling. Catch up on the latest. So here's some news. Don't miss a thing. Careers. Work with Work with purpose, find success. We're engineers, innovators, customer champions, and so much more. Be part of a team that delivers the latest and greatest every single day. Visit careers, got it, investors. So here are some stats about the company: deliver strong results, empowering communities, responsible business, always a step ahead with innovation, building tomorrow's technology today. What a slogan. All right, now we're down at the bottom of the page. Now we want to go to careers. Career sitemap. This isn't what we just seen before. Let's back up. Here we go. Take me off the screen. Here's careers. Bam. Of course, they will open this up on a different website. So let's blow this up and zoom in. We're at 150. Put me back. Guys, we're looking for benefits. And thank gosh, it's right here at the top of the page, benefits. And they do how we hire. I like when companies break that down because it makes it easier for the candidate to be prepared for whatever they're applying for, like the roles, positions, and departments. Welcome to the V team. Search jobs, location. Here's a video. Remember, links to the website are down in the description for your convenience. We get you. You want more out of a career, a place to share your ideas freely, even if they're daring or different, where the true you can learn, grow, and thrive. You'll find all that here. Your opportunity awaits. So these are some different jobs that they have available, different roles. Choose your path. Retail, technology, sales. They tell you the number of roles that they have. You got 860 open roles for retail. I wonder if they have a map. We empower you. We power and empower how people live, work, and play by connecting them to what matters most. Got it. So they talk about the culture again. We invest in you. Want benefits that work for you? Look no further. We are proud of our longstanding commitment to fostering a welcoming and inclusive workplace with programs and resources that help our employees live well and work well. Learn more about Verizon's benefits. So that's 2 places we can go to find the benefits. We're committed to doing good. We invest in your growth. Stay in touch. Got it. All right. So let's go to the top of the page. Come on now. Come on. There it is. Benefits. Let's see how many details, how deep do they go into the details? We want you to be your best self. What benefits does Verizon offer? Here they go, guys. So it looks like they do a pretty good job of breaking this down. Let me take me off the screen. Our benefits are designed to support you at every stage of your life and career. 401k, tuition assistance, paid parental leave, adoption, and surrogacy assistance. All right, so I'm gonna scroll over this, and remember, links to the website are down in the description for your convenience, for you to browse through this on your own. Now we need to go back and find that investor relations. I believe it was about us. And after we go here, it's right here, investors, right at the top. All right, so here's the stock information, guys. Take me off the screen. It's right here. Bam. It's up here. This little bitty, right? $46.38. Did they zoom us out? No, that's good. That's the 150. Put me back on the screen. Here's the stock chart they have available on their website. Talk about stock splits. Okay, let me go back to the top. That's the tool I was trying to get. Here's the stock information. So I don't see the full stock quote like we usually see. This is the only information they give them about the stock and the chart. Okay, so let's move on and talk about what I found in my research about the company. So let's go here. We got that already. We go here. All right, we went to the website. Clients and partners. Verizon does have clients and partners that are listed in the S&P 500. Some notable names include Apple Incorporated, ticker AAPL, Alphabet Incorporated, ticker GOOGL, and Microsoft Corporation, ticker MSFT. All right, now let's talk about the mobile limitations. Before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited and don't have all the features that are available on full trading platforms. Now, let's look at Verizon on the charts. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Whew. We getting through it, guys. All right, so we are looking at Verizon on a 1 year daily chart, okay? Looking at them on a 1 year daily chart, take me off the screen. Here's their 52-week low of $38.39. Here's their 52-week high of $51.68. Now let's go to the higher time frame. So we're gonna go to the 10-year weekly chart. And let's make sure that this is 10 years. So here it is. There's 2016, and we are looking at a 10-year weekly chart. That's to confirm. Here's our 10-year high of $62.22 and our 10-year low of $30.14. Now, as far as some technicals on this higher time frame, guys, let's go ahead and get started with that. I had a zone on here. That's where we're using that zone from. So I had looked at Verizon before. I don't think we covered them on the live stream, but I had looked at them personally, just looking at the chart and the price action. I don't remember where it was, but I do remember putting this zone here. So now we're going to look for some more levels below that zone. So I'm seeing that level, $41.72. The price action closed up here today. So let's see if we can find some resistance. Yeah, guys, I'm seeing this right here, this level right here as possible resistance. And I don't know why we have that. Oh, I see why. We have a week over there with that on there. Okay, we're good with this because based on where we are right now in the lower time frame, let's take these off. On the lower time frame, we have enough price action over here to look for some levels. So let's remove this drawing right here. That was just a trend line I had to get the percentage gain from the 52-week low to today's closing price. So we can remove that. Remove drawing, trend line. Why we got two of them? Oh, I know what that was. Put that back. Remove trend line. Which one is it? They both label one. Just remove both of them. There we go. And we'll figure out what that other one was. Take these boxes off and let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Cool. All right, so here's the price action where it stopped at today. So I'm looking to see if it was something. Yeah, guys. So this low right here on this candle, this red candle, if we were to put a price level there, it looks like today's price action responded to that as resistance. So we had a wick that tested that area here. We have a few wicks here. We had a close on this day. These closes and wicks and over here as well. Those were responding to that price level of $46.37. And even today's candle responded to that level. So I'm seeing that area as resistance. I'm seeing resistance at 47.36. I know that's close, but we got that from the higher time frame. And then I'm seeing resistance at 48.53. And then we see on the higher time frame that that 10-year low was around $30. So let's go back. So it doesn't look like Verizon trades in a wide range anyway. It's from $30 to $60 within a 10-year period. So this is roughly in the middle where it's trading at now between this 10-year high and this 10-year low. Okay, so now let's go back to the lower time frame, the 1 year daily chart. And let's point out our 9-day simple moving average. That's going to be at $43.84. I'm seeing that as support, being a so the closing price on today's candle is up here. So let me point that out. That's $43.84. And right above that, we can see our 200-day. I should have did that first. Our 200-day simple moving average. So now that's inside the box. So here's our 9-day simple moving average at $43.84. And our 200-day simple moving average at $44.46. Now, let me point that out on the higher time frame as well, but it's going to be weeks. So here's our 200-week simple moving average coming in at $40.73. And since the price, the closing price of this week is so close to the 9-week simple moving average, we're going to have to spread that out. So here's the 9-week simple moving average coming in at $45.32. Now let's go back on the lower time frame. We got that. We got that. We have our areas of resistance. We have our areas of support. Okay, and that's a big, in my opinion, that's a big green candle compared to the other candles that they have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Fibonacci tool and see where the midpoint of this candle is as far as the open and the close, not the high and the low, but the open and the close. So that puts it at $45.23. I'm going to put a price level there and see if I see any prices responding to that price level, and I do. So we can see we have an open, we have a wick that tested it, we have some opens and wicks that tested here as well. So I like that as a area of support and resistance. So let's remove that drawing of the Fibonacci tool, and that's what I got. So if the price comes down, this will be support that I'm seeing as potential support, and then we're going to put the top of this zone and the bottom of the zone. So the top of that zone is going to be $44.22. So let's put that there. Edit properties, $44.22. Let's fix that. $44.22. Bam. And then we want the lower part of that zone price level. So the lower part is $42.76. $42.76. That's crazy. It's giving me it's like a penny off. Go ahead and give me that little penny. There we go. So we have our levels there, guys. So let's go ahead and get our stock quote for Verizon, and we can go ahead and start talking about the volume. All right. So go up to the settings, cut on my floating data box, and here we go. So Verizon opened today at $44.08. They had a high of $46.44. They had a low of $43.73, and they closed today at $46.38, which was a trading range of $2.71. Now, when we look at the trading volume, guys, they traded 40.7 million shares of this stock today. So let's cut off our floating data box and find out, is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? We about to find that out right now. So here we go. Take me off the screen and let's look at the average trading volume for Verizon. The average trading volume in a daily trading session for Verizon is 26.5 million shares. And today, this big green candle right here, they traded 40.7 million. And then we already know they had earnings today that were announced before the market opened. Just want to verify that once it lightens up. There we go. So the earnings were announced before the market opened today. And this candle right here was Thursday's candle, this red candle. And that had lower volume, coming in at 28 million shares traded on Thursday. So that was above average, but we see an increase in volume today. And that should be based on the fact that we had earnings. We know that volume comes in higher when the market responds to earnings most of the time. So we have that. Now let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 90.9% of those trading sessions. And to be exact, only 23 of those 252 trading days were higher than today's volume. Got it. We got through it. So we got our first company down. Now let's go here and let's talk about the community support. All right. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as on the ticker on the screen. And it takes $10 to become the first sponsor of tonight's show. Okay. Now, let's talk about the S&P 500 index. Okay, let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company inside the S&P 500 index. All right, let's go back to the charts. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Got it. Let's go up here to our symbol box and put in the SPY, SPY. Bam. All right, take me off the screen. We are looking at a 1-year daily chart. Here is the SPY's 52-week low of $619.29. Here is their 52-week high of $760.40. Okay, so we have that. Let's take those off, put me back on the screen, and let's zoom in. Zoom into this recent price action. Yeah, guys, it's still trading, still trending sideways to me. Do we want to expand that zone we were looking at? Let's say that the zone is this right now. Let's say that it's trading within that zone. It's trending sideways. I know that it popped out a few times down there, but overall, this looks like a sideways trend to me. This looks sideways, looks like consolidation. But what's alarming, or at least catching my attention, is that right now for the last two trading sessions, for Thursday and Friday, it's at the bottom of that range. So it's trading below the 9-day simple moving average, and it's at the very bottom of that range. And we've seen that it's been able to fall below this range a couple times. It's tapped out at the top of the range, but it's fell out of it a couple of times. So that has me concerned. If I'm on the long side, that has me concerned. That's what I would be looking at. Okay. And then we had a gap that was partially filled today. So let's remove that big box, and we can see that it's still responding to the support level of $737.05. It responded to it on Thursday, and it responded to it today. And it actually came up and it failed. It didn't get quite to it, but it looked like it was ready to test that $744.44 today. But it did start to close that gap that we had down between Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to start closing that gap to identify that it's being closed because of what happened with the highs today. So today's high was $743.72. I'm not going to remember this. So let me do this. Let's spread this out. Put a price level line right there. Then we edit the properties, and I can see what that price is while I'm editing this. So the bottom end of that range, we're going to change this number right here. So 743.72. Bam. And we click OK, and we can see that today's price action started to fill that gap. And then we can remove that price level. Remove drawing price level. Got it. Okay, now, why did I remove that price level? If you've been tuning in, then you know that since the price action has been responding to these levels, we're trying not to bunch the chart up with too many price levels. We can just open this up with edit properties and see what the top and bottom of that gap is now. That's how we've been doing it, to try to keep the charts clean. And where the 200-day simple moving average is, guys, is right here. We can see it right up here. SMA 200, and it's set to the close, is at $698. I don't know why I pushed that button. Let me do that one more time. It's at $698.54. That's where the 200-day simple moving average is. So we're well above that. Okay. And our 9-day simple moving average is right here at $746.17. And if you wonder what this other green is, this green is the closing price for today. And this label is green because the candle today is green. And you could tell the difference between the green labels because this green for the price is going to be white text, and the simple moving average is black text. All right, so we got that. So before we talk about the volume, let's go up here to the settings, cut on our floating data box, and get the quote for the SPY today. Matter of fact, I should have been took this down and put this up. Guys, there we go. We need that up there so people know what we're looking at. We're looking at the SPY. All right, so the SPY opened today at $738.51. They had a high of $743.72. They had a low of $737.29, and they closed today at $738.93, which was a trading range of $6.43. Now, trading volume, they traded 44.7 million shares of this ETF today. So is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? Let's figure it out. So let's go up here to the settings, cut off the floating data box, take me off the screen, and we can find over here that the average trading volume for the SPY in a daily trading session is 72 million shares. Today they did 44. And then on Thursday, this red candle right here, yesterday, they did 55 million shares traded. So we see a decrease in volume from Thursday to Friday. Okay, so that's what we're seeing with the volume. Now we can put me back on the screen. Let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was only higher than 12.3% of those trading days volumes. To be exact, only 31 of those days had lower volume than today, guys, out of 252 most recent trading days. So the volume was extremely low. All right. Got it. Woo. We got it. So let's move on. Let's talk about this. Take that down, go here, take that here, and go here. Yeah, a few buttons, we got to click them. All right. So sector performance tracker, time to follow the money. Let's look at each sector inside the S&P 500 index to see how they perform today. All right. So let's go back to the charts. Put that up, put that there. Good. Now we're going to go up here to sector performance, and let me double check because I need to pull up our notes. And let me put me back on the screen because I don't know where these notes are going to pop up at. So let me make sure that I have it set up and how I want it before it pops up on the screen. Got it. Got it. That's weekly performance. We don't need weekly performance. We need July 20th to 24. Got it. I'm gonna pull this over here. Pull this up. I'm just setting it up, guys. I'll bring you over in 1 second. Just getting the notes situated. Okay, that's good. Control T. Good. All right, I'm gonna bring you over because it's kind of acting funny. But we got it for the most part. Here we go. Those are our notes. We'll bring them back up in a second. So we're going to talk about how all of the sectors and the SPY performed today. So right here, 1D, today's performance. All right. So the SPY is up 0.1%. Energy is up 0.4%. Materials is up 1.9%. Industrials is up 0.4%. Consumer discretionary is up 0.6%. Consumer staples is up 1.1%. Healthcare is up 0.7%. Financials is up 0.9%. Information technology is down 1.4%. Communication services is up 0.9%. Utilities is up 0.2%. Real estate is up 2.2%. Okay, now let's open this up over here on the right-hand side of the screen. So what we're looking at, guys, this is going to be 2 decimal places, and it's in ascending order. So the biggest gainers are at the top, and it's coming down to the biggest losers. And the highlighted row right here is the SPY. So let's pull up our notes because I already have everything entered into our notes. Let me spread this over so we can go through these sectors and let's talk about it. So we're right down here. Our biggest gainer for today is real estate, coming in at 2.2%. Our second biggest gainer is materials, coming in at 1.9%. Our third biggest gainer is consumer staples, coming in at 1.1%. Our biggest losers is information technology. They lost 1.4%. They're down 1.4%. The second biggest loser is actually up 0.2%, and the third biggest loser is up 0.7%. All right, we're going to come back to that in 1 second, but let's go through each sector to see how they performed this week. Were they top gainers? Were they top losers? And all that other good stuff. So let's go through our notes. So let's change this to both. And let's start with communication services. So communication services were the second biggest loser on Tuesday, the number 1 loser on Wednesday, and the number 2 loser on Thursday. You guys can read the percentage changes on the right. I'm just going to say where they appeared. So now we're going to go to consumer discretionary. Consumer discretionary was our second biggest loser on Monday, second biggest loser on Wednesday, and our number 1 loser on Thursday. They had a big loss on Thursday. They lost 4.6% in one day. Consumer staples, they were our biggest loser on Tuesday, our third biggest loser on Thursday. They were our number one loser on Tuesday, third biggest loser on Thursday, and our third gainer today. All right, now let's look at energy. Energy was our number one gainer on Monday, number two on Tuesday, and number three on Wednesday. Financials, they were our number three gainer on Monday. Healthcare, they were our number three gainer on Tuesday, number three loser on Wednesday, number two gainer on Thursday. Industrials were a number three loser on Monday, number one gainer on Thursday, and number three loser today. Now, even though it was a loser today, it was actually a laggard because they gained today. They were just third from the bottom out of the list from largest gainer to largest loser. Okay. Now let's go over here to, we got a couple more. So information technology, they were our number one loser on Monday. They were our number one gainer on Tuesday, and they were our number one loser today. Now, what was interesting about information technology, guys, is that they're the only sector that lost money today. As far as like as a whole, like as a fund, they're the only sector that lost money today. And they lost 1.4%. We got two more, materials. So materials was the second largest gainer on Wednesday and the second largest gainer on Friday. And then we have real estate. So real estate was our third biggest loser on Tuesday and our number one gainer for Friday. Okay. So we're going to make sure that we look at our notes, and we're going to go over this a little bit deeper on our weekly recap live on Sunday. So make sure you tune in. Now, this is what I want to show you, because I know you're wondering, you're like, what's that over there that mean? What's that extremes? So what extreme does, that's going to highlight the different days. So it makes it obvious where we're looking at. So I know that Monday's here, Tuesday's here, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to focus on the column over here, just looking at the top three sectors and the bottom three sectors. And this is what I want to point out to you. We're going to change this to no. So it's going to highlight everything. This is what I want you to pay attention to. This is balanced. Okay. So we have green for gainers. We have red for losers. That's easy to see. Top three, bottom three, top three. But here is where you see an extreme. Even the losers were actually gaining. You see the difference? So overall, the market was green. The only sector that lost was information technology. So that's what extremes mean. That's what we're looking at. That's an anomaly. Even the losers were gaining. Okay. So we got that. Now let's move on. Let's go here and let's talk about it. Let's go here. That's not the, we go there. Got it. Okay. Now let's look at the S&P 500 biggest gainer and loser of the day. But first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right. So let's go back to the charts. Put this here, go there. We can leave that there. All right. Let's collapse that. Take this, go to pro market closed. And we're going to go up here to the market watch tab, and we're going to go to the S&P 500 index. Take me off the screen so you can see how I'm doing this. This is our watch list, guys. Go down to public, R through W, come down to S&P 500. There we go. I'm going to change my column set to market recap. Then I'm going to change this to descending order. And there we go. So our biggest loser, guys, for today is Sandisk Corporation, ticker SNDK. Guys, they lost 10.79% today. Their previous close was, let me slow down, almost say 600, $1,610.33. Today, they closed at $1,436.36. So let's pull up our calculator and do a hypothetical. Yeah. All right. Oh, let's say $1,500. Let's use $1,500 today. So if somebody invested $1,500 and they lost that 10.79%, we're going to negate that, turn it into a percentage. They would have lost $161.85 of their investment capital. So we're going to add that $1,500 back to it, which would be the principal, and the total investment would now be worth $1,338.15. Got it. Now let's go ahead and move on to the trade. No, analyze. We're going to analyze, but first we have to link this. So let's link this to red 1. Highlight Sandisk, go to analyze, and here we go. So Sandisk is in the information technology sector. So we're going to see how that sector performed, how the industry and sub-industry performed that Sandisk is inside of. All right. So let's go up here to the Market Watch tab, and we're going to go to the Visualize tab. Now that we're in the Visualize tab, we're going to look for information technology, and they are not hard to find. They're right here, guys. Information technology. And now we're looking for Sandisk. Sandisk is right here. It is in the technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals industry. So we go inside there, and here's Sandisk. So we have a few greens. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 companies in here. 3 out of 9. So 66. No, this is actually green too. So we have 4. Is this red or green? That's red. This one is green. It's like a really dark green. It was hard to see. So we have 4 companies that's green and 5 companies that's red, guys. Okay, so we saw that industry, we saw that sector, we saw the sub industry. Or did I tell you? The sub industry is the same as the industry. So you can see that right here on the left. So information technology is the sector. Technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals is the industry, and the sub-industry is the same name, okay? So let's go back to the Analyze tab. Here's the company profile, Sandisk Corporation. Here's their link to their website. It's also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about the company, and then we can go to the website. Sandisk Corporation develops, manufactures, and sells data storage devices and solutions using NAND flash technology in the United States, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and internationally. Boom! We got it. Now let's go back to their website. Well, let's go to their website. There we go. Put me back on the screen. We had their ticker up. We got the disclaimer. Cool. Yeah. All right. Look at the top of the screen to see where we got to go. Guys, I believe everything we need to go look at on their website is going to be at the bottom. So let's just scroll over the website so we can get to it. Tiny Drive award-winning impact. Got it. Pro level speed for iconic moments. These are some of their products. Storage, guys. Storage. Memory. All right, we're down at the bottom of the page. Here we go. Take me off the screen. It's something in this background that's driving me crazy, guys. Let me get rid of this. This is driving me crazy. This Verizon thing. You can't see it, but it's bothering me. So let me close this out. All right, now let's pull this website back up. Cool. So here we go. We're going to go to About Us. Put me back on the screen. Got it. About Us. Let's read this. About Us. At Sandisk, we keep people and businesses moving forward with inspired innovations to actualize their potential. Who we are. Our vast portfolio of flash products enables a seamless and simplified world of resilient data expression and storage. Our principles: innovation, sustainability, collaboration, and community. Responsible leadership. Innovation, propel progress. We believe the best way to predict the future is to build it. I like that saying. Okay. Sustainability, invest in tomorrow. Powering people starts with protecting the planet. Remember, guys, the links to this website are down in the description for your convenience. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel as well. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you in advance. Collaboration, build better together. Responsible leadership. So here are some executive leaders. Here are the board of directors. Got it. So we're at the bottom of the page. Take me off the screen. Let's go to careers. Bam. Put me back on the screen. Join Team Sandisk. Meet Sandisk students and grads and benefits. All right. So we know where we need to go. Let's finish browsing over this page. We'll come back to benefits. Our teams: finance, strategy, technology, engineering, Global operations, people experience, legal and compliance, sales and marketing, how we hire, the hiring process. I love when companies do that. As I mentioned earlier, prepares the candidate for receiving a job or a role or job offer. Find the perfect role. Got it. Now let's go up to the benefits section. Here we go. Benefits, learn more. Now let's see how much detail Sandisk goes into disclosing about this. So helping you thrive. Holistic support keeps every part of your life running. All right, here it is, guys. Take me off the screen. So healthcare, lifestyle, and well-being, financial benefits. Okay. So there it is. And remember, links are down in the description for your convenience. Now let's find investor relations. Right here, guys, investors. Boom, blow this up. Make sure we zoomed in. We're good. Put me back on the screen. Where we need to go is right here where it says stock, but let's scroll over the page and we'll come back to it. Our mission, inspiration and innovation in motion. Sandisk delivers innovative flash solutions and advanced memory technologies that meet people and businesses at the intersection of their aspirations and the moment, enabling them to keep moving and pushing possibility forward. Here are some stats about the company, news releases, latest presentations, events, quick links. Here's another link for stock information as well. And we're good. So here we go. Stock. We're going to go to stock quote and chart. And here's some other tools that they have for investors on the website as well. Here's the stock quote. Oh, just my luck. So talked about this numerous times. I believe they outsource the chart data information. So sometimes it pops up delayed. Sometimes it doesn't come up at all, guys, but luckily it did. So here's the chart. Now let's talk about what I found in my research about the company. So here we go. Bam. Bam. All right. Sandisk Corporation, ticker SNDK. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage flash memory solutions across the consumer, enterprise, and industrial markets, offering solutions such as number one, complete removable storage options, including SD cards and USB drives for retail consumers. Number two, scalable solid state storage products, including internal SSDs, portable SSDs, and flash modules for device manufacturers. And number three, optimized embedded flash systems tailored for mobile devices, automotive systems, and connected technology. Looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include Apple Incorporated, ticker AAPL, Microsoft Corporation, ticker MSFT, and Dell Technologies Incorporated, ticker DELL. Got it. Now let's go to the charts. Bam, bam. Woo, we rolling now. All right, charts. And guys, this is going to be pretty quick based on the fact we've covered Sandisk I don't know how many times. And we're looking at a higher time frame. So let's go down. So now we're looking at a 1 year daily chart. Let me take me off the screen and let's dive into it. I know it's a lot of lines, guys. Don't let that intimidate you. Let us break that down in 1 second. So we are looking at Sandisk on a 1 year daily chart. They have a 52-week low of $40.10 and a 52-week high of an insane $2,354.39. Now let's go down to a lower, well, let's go up to a higher time frame. Now we are looking at a 10-year weekly chart, but if you're paying attention, you can see that we only go back to 2025. That's because Sandisk broke off from Seagate to their own individual investment and ticker SNDK. So they started their own investable financial instrument in 2025. They have a 2-year low of $27.89 and a 2-year high of $2,354.39, which is also the 52-week high. All right, now let's go back to our lower time frame, and now we are looking at a 1 year daily chart. Ooh, I forgot to tell you something. Let's go back to the 1 year. Now, because they haven't had 200 bars yet, we're not going to get a 200-week simple moving average on the 10-year weekly chart, but we do have a 9-week simple moving average. So the 9-week simple moving average is $1,773.57. All right, now let's go to the lower time frame. And now we're looking at a 1 year daily chart. And I believe I already told you about the 52-week low and the 52-week high. Yeah, so we're supposed to be zooming in on the most recent price action. So let's do that. Guys, it filled that gap that we put on the chart. It sure did. It came down and filled that gap. Came down and filled that gap. So here's the other thing about prices once we get into like the hundreds and the thousands, I'm noticing the higher the prices, like when I'm talking about, like I just said, the hundreds and the thousands, the way they react to price levels are a little bit different when you're on tighter prices. Like if you in the single digits, like $6 stock, $20, $40, they respond, I want to say, better to price levels than companies like this that's in the thousands and hundreds. Is different. They respond differently. But it did come down and fill that gap. But I'm pointing that out because we see that it kind of stopped in the midpoint of this range that we have here, this support resistance zone. So we have the top of this in particular zone I'm talking about at $1,454.99, and the bottom of that zone or that range is at $1,379.42. So I'm talking about this zone right here between those two levels of support and resistance. And now that the price of that day candle closed within that range, this is where I expect it to be as far as support and resistance. If this support does not hold, let me erase all of that and spread this out. Then my next level of support is this support zone down here. The top of that zone is $1,286.13. The bottom of that zone is $1,275.11. Okay, so you see that. And because this gap has been filled, what we can do, we can actually turn that gray. So edit that. That's the wrong gray, guys. Edit it, and it's this gray. Bam. And I'm going to extend it over to the left. Bam. Okay. So that is a support zone. But right now it's resistance because today's candle closed below that zone. So now I'm seeing that zone as resistance. So the stock is currently trading below this area of resistance as well, which is the 9-day simple moving average. Then I have resistance here at $1,546.09. And then we have this resistance zone here that I already pointed out. I'll just highlight them. I won't read them again. So that's what I got for you guys. And as far as the 200-day simple moving average, the 200-day simple moving average is all the way down at $816.83. And that's no surprise based on the fact of how far Sandisk shot up in a short period of time. So the moving average for the 200 is lagging way behind. Okay. So that's where we are with Sandisk. Pull this down, get a little bit more candle action in here. But yeah, it got above the 9-day simple moving average this week for 2 days. But for 3 days out of this week, it's been trading below that 9-day simple moving average. So that's Monday, Tuesday. Wait a minute, I counted too many days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right. So you got these 2 days that traded above the 9 and these 3 that traded below. Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Got it. All right, now let's get our stock quote for Sandisk, and then we can talk about the volume, guys. So Sandisk opened today at $1,551.17. They had a high of $1,573.09, and they had a low of $1,411.50. And they closed today at $1,436.56, which was a trading range of $161.59. Now, the trading volume, guys, they traded 14 million shares of this stock today. Is that a big deal? Is it a little deal? We about to find out. So let me go ahead and cut this floating data box off, take me off the screen, and we're going to look at the average trading volume in a daily trading session for Sandisk. Guys, they trade 12.6 million shares in a daily trading session, and today they traded 14. So that's slightly above average. And then this candle right here, which was Thursday, they traded just about average, coming in at 12.7 million shares traded on Thursday. Now we're going to talk about the volume percentile. Put me back on the screen. And here we go. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 62.7% of those trading days. To be specific, only 94 of those days had higher volume than today. Okay, out of the most recent 252. Got it. Now we can go ahead and move on. Woo, I feel so much better. We almost through this show and we was able to get back everything going. God is good. All right, let's go up here to the Market Watch tab. Let's go to the Market Watch tab. Let's take this back to the S&P 500. Then we're going to go over here to the quotes sub tab. Now, right here, we're going to change this to ascending order. And now we can talk about the biggest gainer for today. The biggest gainer in the S&P 500 today was ticker IP, International Paper Company. And I'm excited about this one, guys, because we've never covered this company before. Okay, so they gained 11.21% today. Their previous close was $37.91, and it closed today at $42.16. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's do a hypothetical. So we were using $1,500 today. So if somebody invested $1,500 and they got that 11.21% gain, we turn that to a percentage, they would have gained $168.15. Add that to the initial principal or the initial investment, and their total investment would have grown to $1,668.15. Bada boom, bada bing. Now let's go ahead and go to the Analyze tab, and we can see that we are on the wrong company. We are not on Sandisk. I have to select it. That's what's going on. So we select it. Now we go to the Analyze tab, and we can see ticker IP, International Paper Company, is in the materials sector, guys. So now we're going to look at the materials sector. We're going to look at the industry they're inside of and the sub industry that they are inside of. So let's go back over to the Market Watch tab, go to Visualize. Let's condense this or collapse that. Take me off the screen. And now we're going to look for the materials sector. And guys, it's small. It's down here in the corner and you can't see it because we got the sponsor up. So right here, material sector. Now we are looking for IP. Now, depending on the size of their market cap, there they are right there, guys. They are right here. IP. All right. There's one of the brightest greens in here. We have three. Okay. Now let me think. So we're inside the materials sector. We're going to see that on the left. That's what I'm pulling over. So we're in the materials sector. So now we're looking for the industry that IP is inside of. So this is chemicals. They're inside containers and packaging industry. Guys, when we go inside that industry, everything is green. And now when we're in here, there are two sub industries. We have paper and plastic packaging products and materials. The other sub industry is metal, glass, and plastic containers. And it's only one company in there. And their name is Ball. Okay. So there's five companies in paper and plastic packaging products and materials. And all of those did well today inside that sub industry. Got it. All right, so let's go back to the Analyze tab, and here's the company profile, International Paper Company. Here's the link to their website. It's also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about the company, and then we'll go to the website. International Paper Company produces and sells renewable fiber-based packaging in North America, Latin America, Europe, and South America, and North Africa. Okay, got it. Now let's go to their website. Blow this up, make sure we're zoomed in all the way, put me back on the screen, take that down. We have their ticker up. Yeah, we're zoomed in, we got everything. Yeah, that's everything, guys. All right, now I've loaded their website up, but I've never browsed through it before, so let me start looking over to see what we got. I see careers at the top, I see company, and I see investors. So everything we need is right there at the top. So let's browse over the homepage. International Paper, sustainable packaging solutions. Together with our customers, we make the world safer and more productive, one sustainable packaging solution at a time. Taking action for long-term value, long-term value creation. We're taking the next step in our transformation journey to reshape our business in North America as we continue to focus on reliability, quality, and service excellence. What we offer: sustainable products and services that drive your business forward. Packaging, recycling. They have a recycling business inside of their business. Okay, sustainability. There's some different things they break down. So they're in deal with produce. They're involved. They're involved in produce, protein, and processed food solutions, packaging, recyclables. This company does a few different important services. And based on their business, a lot of different business would need this type of service. So I like looking at companies or paying attention to companies that do business with other businesses. All right. I think that's a good look. Okay. So we went through that. We're at the bottom already. So here we go. We got about us, we got investors, and we have careers. So that same information is right here at the bottom. So let's go to about us and see if they break down anything different. So International Paper, welcome to IP, where the leading experts in renewable fiber-based products are creating your next solution. Read our reports. What we do: we create the future's fiber-based solutions. Building on 125 years of manufacturing expertise, we're here for your business now, and we're ready for your next big idea. From planet-friendly packaging to recycling services, we help businesses explore their next fiber-based solution. Why we did it: our mission. Together, we create sustainable packaging solutions that enable our customers, teammates, and share owners to thrive in an ever-changing world. How we did it: our values: safety, trust, and excellence. Rewards and recognition: we're proud to be IP. A new chapter in our transformation. He looked happy, little kid. Why choose IP? Our expertise is next level. It's next level stuff right here. Innovation, sustainability, and dependability. Careers: explore jobs at IP. Locations: we're here for you. Ethics and compliance is at our core. Sustainability: we're moving sustainability forward one box at a time. Meet our leadership team. Giving: investors, newsroom, suppliers. We're at the bottom of the page, guys. Remember, links to these websites and this website is down in the description for your convenience. Please hit that like button. It helps out tremendously. All right, now let's go to careers. See what we can find about these benefits, guys. This is a real thing. We starting to see this on every website about jobs. Recruitment fraud, guys. Please protect your identity and your privacy and all of your stuff, because they even offering fake jobs out here. You know it got to be bad for them to be putting it on the company websites. Explore International Paper careers today. Explore what's next for your career. Search jobs today. Apply for a job with the best. View jobs in North America with IP. View jobs in Europe with DS Smith. Safety: join a caring team. Watch this video: early career students and recent grads. Learn more: IP works for me. Put your skills to work and let IP work for you. Guys, where are the benefits? So here are the different opportunities in your field. So those are the different departments and roles. Diversity and inclusion, employee network and circles, Black employee network, IP vets. See what our people are up to. Guys, we at the bottom of the page. I didn't see anything about benefits. So let me double check to see where to find us working at IP. We might find it under working at nope, that's where we were. Nope. I'm gonna try one more thing and then we're gonna go to investor relations. Yeah, guys, I don't see anything about benefits. So let's go to investor relations. Right here it says investors, stock information. Let's go to investors. Just take us to that whole section. There we go. Well, they put that right in our face, didn't they? So, excuse me. IP International Paper, New York Stock Exchange. That's their stock price. This net price change and the net percentage change. All right, stock information. We see that. We see that. We're just scrolling over the page, and then we're going to actually go to the stock quote. So that's not a hyperlink. So right here where it says stock information, right here, guys. There's the stock chart. Right here, here's the stock quote. And here's some other information. I think these are other I want to say subsidiaries of the company. I hope I'm using the right term. But okay, that's what we got on the website. Let's go ahead and go here so we can talk about what I found in my research about the company. International Paper Company, ticker IP. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage sustainable packaging and pulp manufacturing across industrial, consumer packaging, and global logistics markets, offering solutions such as complete corrugated packaging options, including shipping boxes and container board for e-commerce retailers. That was number one. Number two, scalable cellulose fiber products, including fluff pulp, specialty pulp, and absorbent materials for manufacturers. And number three, optimized protective packaging systems tailored for food safety, consumer goods, and industrial shipping. Looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include Amazon.com Incorporated, ticker AMZN, Walmart Incorporated, ticker WMT, and the Procter & Gamble Company, ticker PG. Got it. Now let's go to the charts. Bam, bam. We already had our ticker up. Let's go to the charts. Now, we've never covered this company before, so we got our work cut out for us. So let's get started. We're looking at the 1 year daily chart. Got it. Here's their 52-week high of $56.13. Here's their 52-week low of $29.26. Now, let's clear this out and let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to a higher time frame. All right, guys, look at this. This company looks like it trades in a nice range year over year. Okay, so we're looking at a 10-year daily, 10-year weekly chart. Let me be clear. We're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. And here's their 10-year high of $66.94. Just to verify that we're looking at 10 years, here's 2016. Usually I point that out to you guys. Here's the 10-year low of $26.38. It's not often that it comes down to this level, guys, and it looked like it just hit that recently. That's crazy. So it hit that level. Let's put the line here. Let's do these. Let's start doing the technicals right now because this is interesting to me. So right here, we put that low there. So around $29, guys, it came close to it. It didn't actually hit $29. So on this week that I'm mousing over right here, they came down as low as $29.26. So it never reached that $29. Then over here, it came down as low as $26.38. So that was in 2020. So we know that was COVID year. And they took off around that time, which makes sense. Do you know why? Because everybody was shopping from home. We were on quarantine. So since this company deals with boxes and materials and packing materials and things like that, their business was probably booming with boxes and paper and things like that. And then you see when they lifted, when we came out of COVID, you see, bam, came all the way back down. Why? Business slowed down. Business wasn't bad, just it wasn't booming compared to what it was during the COVID time. But even before COVID, we see a downtrend coming over from here from the $66.94. So looking at some of these companies, I try to keep in mind that the business that they're in is not necessarily seasonal within a year, but seasonal as far as things that's going on in the world, like in the economy. There could be something going on within the economy where this business really benefits from it during that time frame. And it could make it where the financials look so great, it just drives the valuations and the price up. And then once it slows down, investors start panicking. But it's like business is slowing down because it's normal during this phase of what's going on. The conditions that were making the profits or business what it was during that time, the revenue what during that time is different than what's going on now. Okay. So understanding that, I think is very valuable. So we can see between 2022 and 2023, we see consolidation right here. We see consolidation. It's a nice little range, but it doesn't look like it trades in a wide range. This is between $26 and $66. So that's a $40 range. So it looks like when it comes up here around this area of $60, it's probably a time to get out or take a bearish position based off of what I'm seeing just looking at the technicals. This isn't something that me personally, I would personally think to day trade. This would be something that will present an opportunity every now and then. But depending on what I'm seeing on the price levels on the long term and the volume that the company have, I would take a strategic approach about what's most likely to happen. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, as far as it getting back above the 200-week simple moving average, I didn't realize how long I was talking right there, but maybe that'll help somebody. Come on. So here's where the week closed at 30. This is the 9-week simple moving average. Here's where the week closed at $42.16. Here's the 200-week simple moving average. So we can see that this week closed above that 200-week simple moving average. Okay. I know that chart looks terrible. Okay. Because it's bunched in. We would just spread it out so you can be easier to see those weekly candles, guys. But that's what we have right there. As far as resistance and support, I'm seeing a lot of candles responding to this level right here. So I'll go ahead and put a price level there. I actually would like to put a zone. So I'll show you what I mean. I will put the low of this candle and the low of that candle, and then I would extend this over, to December 1st. And then I'll move this back a few years so we can just see how it responded previously to that price level. We click OK, clear that out, and zoom out and see what we can see. Yeah. You see how that zone was respected back here that we just put on the chart? The price is bunched up around that zone. You get above it, fall below it, come back, test it. So it was doing it again here. It bounced off of it there, fought with it for a minute, came up, fell below it, got back above it, and now is using that as support and jumped back above the 200. So I'm seeing that as a significant price level right there. As far as resistance, I'm seeing a gap in those weeks over there. So I'm zooming in so you can see what I'm seeing right here, guys. Put me back on the screen. And then we can go to the lower time frame. This one is taking a little longer than usual because we've never did technicals on this before. So this is like starting from scratch. This is what it looks like starting from scratch. So here's the low, here's the high. Let me say that again because that probably sounded backwards. That's the low of the gap, and that was the high of the gap, but it was actually the high of one week and the low of the other week, okay? So we're going to extend this over to December 1st. So there's our gap on the weekly chart. And now I'm going to put the price levels. So here's the high of that week, and here's the low of that previous week. So that gap on the weekly chart has not been filled yet. So I would see that as potential resistance if this price action was to go to meet that gap. Okay. It would need to fill that, and there might be an area of resistance. Okay. So we did the higher time frames. I believe we're good on that, or time frame. Now we can go down to the weekly chart, and now we can see that's a little bit cleaner, guys. And we already have that gap identified on the chart, and we can clearly see that it has not been filled yet. And to me, that would be my next level of resistance. Yep. And I'm looking at something else, guys. So I'm going to point this out. Ugh. Right here. So what I did, I put that on the high of one of those days. I give you an exact date. So I put that price level on the high of March 3rd. And when I look to the left, I can see a lot of wicks that's testing that price level. Even this wick on this red day, even though it wasn't able to get above that level. And then when we go over here, we see that that's near the high. It's been respected a lot as far as highs, lows, opens, and closes. That's why I picked that price level. So it's responding to it here. It's responding to it here. And that's where it approached today. See, that's where it stalled out today at $42.34. So sometimes when it looks like these candles are in no man's land, if we look back to the left with historical price data, we can usually find some congestion or consolidation around that price level, some indecision, some opens, some highs, some lows, and some closes on those bars. So right now we're looking at daily bars. So that's what we're seeing. And then even back here, we can see that it was a gap. Let me undo that. Give me a second. Even back here, we can see that it was a gap between, I'm trying to get this right. Here we go. It was a gap between these 2 days. So that's the low of that day and the high of that day. I'll make it yellow, but it's been filled. I just want you to see it. So yellow, extend that over. I'm not going to extend it yet, but I'm going to make it yellow. And I'll show you why I didn't extend it. I'm going to give you that now. So it was filled by this day right here. By the time it reached this day, that gap was filled. So that day was February 4th. Okay. So I'm extending this over to February 4th. So I go here, February 4th, 2026. Got it. Okay. See, by that time it had been filled all the way. These candles started to fill it, but that one definitely filled it by the time it came up and tested the 200-day simple moving average. Okay. So we got our levels of resistance. We have our levels of support. So our support is going to be that 200-day simple moving average, which that price level is going to be right here. Let me give you that price level. Price level for that is right here. Simple moving average, 200-day simple moving average is at $38.73. That's what I got. Then we have support at $37.71, which is the 9-day simple moving average. And then we have this support zone. So I go to edit properties and we can see what those prices are. Let me take those off. And then we'll move this over. So the bottom of that zone is $35.45. I'll put the price levels on there. $35.45, $35.46. No, it's snapping, guys. It's snapping. So I'm going to have to edit it. Price level. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm trying to move faster, guys. So let me tell you what's going on. I had it set to snap so I can teach you something. We already behind today, but I'll show you what's going on. We spread this out, remove all of these boxes. I have this set to snap. So when you have this set to snap, remove drawing, it's going to try to attach itself to one of those candles. So the way to turn that off is to just go up here to the settings. And right in here where it says snap drawings to open, high, low, and close, that's what that stands for. Just change that to none. Then click apply. And now when I do it, it'll go where I want it to go. It won't try to snap to nothing. There we go. 35.45. Go to edit properties. That's what we wanted. 35.45. Now we want 36.12. So the next price level, we go here. 36.12. There we go. So that's the top of that support zone. That's the bottom of that support zone. And then let me cut this back on before I forget I got it cut off. So I go back to settings, cut the snap back on to open, high, and low, close. So you can see what I did. Apply. And we're good. So that's our support. That's our resistance. And guys, we can go ahead and get the quote and we can wrap the show up. So here we go. Go to settings, floating data box. We go to floating. There we go. Spread the chart out and we can talk about it. So International Paper Company opened today at $37.75. They had a high of $42.32. They had a low of $37.71, and they closed today at $42.16, which was a trading range of $4.60. Now, when we look at the volume, they traded 11.9 million shares of this stock today. Is that a big deal? Is it a little deal? We about to find out. So go up to settings, cut off the floating data box, take me off the screen, and here we go. The average trading volume for this company in a daily trading session, guys, is 5.8 million shares. Today, they did 11.9. So they did more than double what they normally do in a daily trading session. And it wasn't even due to earnings. Earnings are not scheduled until July 30th. Okay. So they have earnings coming up And this green candle is Thursday's candle, and that volume came in at 4.4 million shares traded that day. So we see an increase in volume, almost 3 times what they did on Thursday. But Thursday was below average compared to the average volume being 5.8 million shares in a daily trading session. Now, let's put me back on the screen and we can talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume on this candle was higher than 96% of those most recent 252 trading days volumes. All right. And to be exact, only 10 of those days had higher volume than today. We done. Oh, thank gosh, we done. Oh, God is good. Oh, let's go here. Take that down and go here. Guys, this has got to be one of my best shows, for the simple fact that out of doing these live streams, tonight had to be the closest I came to not doing the show. And all I could think about was I came too far to quit. I came too far to stop. I came too far to quit. I got people that look forward to this show, and I got to find a way to let them know either why I can't do it or to do everything I can to do this show tonight. And that's how important this show is to me. So we got that done. So let's get this wrapped up. Got another one in the books. You already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This Sunday, July 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing this week's biggest gainers and losers, market sentiment, market volatility, S&P 500 sector performance, and creating a watch list for upcoming earnings. And make sure you keep tuning in weekdays following the market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care and God bless.